Hello, this is Jeff Johnson, and this is a reading log for Indigenous Peoples History of the United States. Author is Roxanne Dunbar Ortiz. Publisher is Beacon Press. Copyright 2015. Biographical history is the genre. 296 pages. And the appropriate age was 10 to 16 years of old. I kind of like this book. It just it came from a different aspect that I've never heard before, and so it just made me think about history in general and how it's presented, and how do we need to present it to children that really need to know the truth about history and really what happened. So, just an interesting book. This book would be good for kids, just in the fact that it's just a comprehensive history of North and South America from 700 AD to the present with, Chapter 3 is a backdrop of the development of the Mesoamericans from the start in agriculture, architecture, science, and how they develop their social structures. The book also develops in Chapter 2 the definition of genocide of some cultures were targeted, especially the colonials in the United States, because of Manifest Destiny. Corn was the main crop of the Mesoamericans, which really led to development of metacultures that were developed because of farming techniques that were used by the first Americans. The intention of the book was to bring out some of the history that was untold by the colonial propaganda machine, which I'm a part of. When the first, when this first textbook was made for North and South American history, it just didn't, back then, even when I was school, they just didn't share about how cultures were affected by being conquered. So, alright, my reflection. Because there's two histories that need to be explained here, I think you almost have to preface the one and then have them read this, and just to have a discussion about that and what does that mean to them by learning new information like this. Does it make them angry? Does it make them sad? And just let them dictate where they want to go with it. When you talk about Manifest Destiny and having that right to take land, essentially probably wasn't theirs, but because they had the technology, did. So it all needs to be explained. So my take on it, my comparison would be the book of this book is the history of Wounded Knee, and the fact that the American Army after the Civil War was targeting Indians, women and children. They just go in and destroy the tribe, the infrastructure, the teepees, the food, essentially to destroy them. And and in this book, this lady talks about Ortiz. It talks about genocide. You don't think about, and we think about over there, in Bosnia and that, when they were actually wiping out whole races of people because they just didn't like them. And in this sense, you could have that same thought. Now when it just the thing, or wherever the book or wherever her wording of it, it just sounded angry to me, and I would be angry in that sense, because I even think about this Wounded Knee. when they had the massacre of the Lakota Indians and the women and children were targeted, and they were still angry. And even back in the 70s, you still, they were talking, Lakota tribe, the tribes are still talking about how they were transgressed upon. And they were, and none of this is ever dealt with. So I think in this instance, this is a good way of sharing this stuff and prefacing it in the right way so the kids can get the right information and not take it in a wrong, angry way, but take it, this is the truth. We don't like this, and we don't want this to happen again. So, anyway, and my strategy would be compare and contrast, and just let the kids develop, what they got out of the book. So, all right, that is my reflection for 6/12 at 9:50 today. You guys have an awesome day. Bye.